Hello, everyone. How are we doing tonight? Good. So I got my notes in my phone, so give me a second. Um, Gosh, this is really cool. I think I've told Danielle like a ton of times that it hasn't hit me yet that I'm in the Hall of Fame till now that all you guys are staring at me that I'm in the Hall of Fame. So I'm really excited, and I just got mad again watching those highlights from Minnesota. We lost in 5. I was pissed after that. So it just brought back memories about it. We lost in 15-13. We missed 2 serves, and now when I get back to Howard and we're at camp, I'm going to focus on serving with everybody because that's what you need to win a match. So anyhow, I just made some bullet points of who I want to thank, and I'm just really honored. Marquette will always hold a special place in my heart. One, because I didn't want to come here. I wanted to go to Cal Berkeley. I wanted to play volleyball there. I did choose the right school, though, because they did go to the national championship. Although they lost to Penn State, I had good taste. Anyway, I was friends with Callie Rivers, who's the daughter of Doc Rivers, and my dad, he called Cal Berkeley's coaches and told them that I wasn't coming. I called 2 days later to commit. They told me, yeah, your dad called us. He said you're not coming. And I was like, excuse me? What? And so, yeah, I was like, Dad, what? Are you serious? So that happened. And then I was a little depressed when it came to recruiting. I was just kind of like whatever at that point. And so I was just at the table with the assistant coach, Megan, she was at DePaul, and she's like, you didn't email me back or call me. I just didn't even care at that point. I wanted to go to Cal. So anyhow, Patty Rolfe was the head coach at the time, and she was the most persistent person. She would not stop calling. She showed up at our gym and was like, you're coming to Marquette. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Where is that? And she's like, Milwaukee. And I'm from Florida, so I'm like, what is in Wisconsin? Like, no, heck no, I'm not going there. And she's like, no, you're going to come here. I'm like, yeah, no, not going to happen. And then my dad's like, Marquette's a really good school. They don't have football, by the way. I'm like, yeah, that's whatever. So I end up coming up on a visit in October. They were smart to get me in there in October instead of in the winter. That was the first thing they did that was smart. And I had just gone on a visit to my last 4 schools were Clemson, LSU, USF, and Marquette. And I went on my visit to USF, and if you've ever been there, it's kind of like a practice gym is where they play. And I loved it. I thought the school was great, whatever. And then I came up here to Marquette, and I saw the Al McGuire Center, and I was like, so this is where you guys play? And they're like, yeah, this is where we play. And I'm like, do you guys have fans here? And they're like, yeah, I mean, we got some fans, I was like, all right. And I saw the Al, and I fell in love with it. And I was just like, they're investing in the program. And so Patty Rolfe told me she came to my high school game back in, October, I think, and before I came on my visit, and she said, you're going to change Marquette volleyball. And I'm going to say that again because I didn't believe that when she said it, but she said, you're going to change Marquette volleyball. And I have chills now thinking about it, that however long ago, that was in 2007 when she said that to me, and now I stand here in front of you guys as the person that led our team to make those changes. So I'm excited to be here again, and just thinking about all of that just overwhelms me a little bit. I want to first off thank God, because I wouldn't be here without being faithful to him, and just going ahead and listening and following under my parents and listening to what they were telling me regardless of what I wanted to do. I didn't want to come here, but God had other plans, and so I came here and been truly blessed. First, I want to say something about my mom. Just thank you for being that prayer warrior and always praying for me, and being everything. And being far away from home, being 20 hours away is not easy. being away from home like that, but my mom always being here at Marquette made me feel like I was at home. I never felt like I was super far away when I was here. It didn't feel that bad, but sometimes you get homesick, and so I just thankful for my mom, everything she's done for me, and taking me on my practices, and dealing with my attitudes of like, I don't know what sport I want to play. I think I want to be a tennis player. I think I want to play basketball. I think I want to run track, and just all the different stuff. So thanks, Mom, for always being there. And so my dad played in the NFL for 9 years. So I feel like most of the time kids we've had to fight through something to get to somewhere, and then we're there. And I had a little bit different because I had a dad that played in the NFL, and everybody wanted to be my friend because my dad played in the NFL, or I was the daughter of somebody that played in the NFL, so I better be good. You know, I couldn't be bad, and I was bad at volleyball when I first started. I was terrible. And so I was always the kid that I needed to be better, and I always had this pressure, and I just thankful for my dad just always loving me regardless of where I was at, and always loving me in those moments of where I was at, and always talking to me on my car rides home about, you coaching me up. And so I appreciate that, because all that comes back into it when I get here at Marquette. I want to thank my brother Mike for being here. He played at Michigan, big time, go blue, I guess. Not really, go Marquette, but whatever. But he played football there, and we come from a family. My older brother, he's not able to be here, but he played at Florida State, and there was just a high level in our house of expectation and what you're supposed to do. As far as grades and class and everything, my mom is a teacher, but she did not play when it came to doing our homework. And then but she was nasty, man. She was mean. She was mean, man. But, I'm here, so thanks, Mom. So that, and then my dad was just intense when it came to the athletic side of it. And the growing up with two boys, and they're rough, and made me somewhat of a tomboy. And I feel like if I didn't grow up in the household that I grew up in, I wouldn't be standing in front of you guys today, just because my brothers held me to a higher standard, and I always had my younger brother pushing up on me like, you got to do more, you got to do better. And so I'm thankful for him, and just thankful that he's here. I love you, Mike. I'm thankful for the M Club. Thank you guys for, inducting me and thinking of me. I think my time at Marquette was rough, but also good and had some glory in it. So I appreciate you guys. M Club has been awesome. I actually worked for the M Club back in the day. So I know the hard work that you guys do, and so we're appreciative, and everyone that put on this event, thank you guys for what you guys did. I want to thank the academic advisors, Katie, Adrian, and Merrill. Tom Ford was my first academic advisor, but then I got under Katie, and then Adrian was just my girl. Oh my gosh, like my freshman year coming in the summer, not knowing what the heck I was doing, and just, you're gonna make me cry. You're a boss, man. You're awesome. So thank you so much for being there for me. It's not always easy, and you made things a lot better. So thank you. And Meryl and Katie too. You guys are awesome. So thank you guys. They turn into the lifeline a bit for you as academic advisors, because you can't always talk to your coaches about what you're going through. And so just thank you guys for that. So I'm going to go a little bit into my story. That's just going to thank everybody else, kind of. But yeah, I didn't expect to cry, but thank you. Danielle Josetti. So I came in 2008, and the volleyball team was not very good. We'll put it at that. We'll leave it at that. And after my freshman year, I tore all the ligaments in my ankle, and I was just ready to get out of here. So my mom, she convinced me to come to Marquette by saying, well, you're on a one-year scholarships here, and if you want to transfer, go somewhere else, you can. So at December, I walk into the office to Danielle, and she's our sport administrator, and I said, so our head coach had been fired, so our whole coaching staff was gone. I think they were still there, our assistants, but I didn't really get along with some of my teammates, and I just told her, I said, listen, so I want to transfer, and I want to leave. And she said, no. And I said, excuse me, what? Like, I'm out of here. She's like, no. I said, so I want to transfer. I had talked this up with my mom, like, yeah, Mom, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to tell her I'm out of here, like, yo, you know? And she's like, yeah, no, you're not going anywhere. The caliber of the player that you are, this is exactly what she said, the caliber of player that you are and what you're able to do for Marquette's program, there's no way that I'm letting you walk out the door. And I looked at her in the eyes and I was like, I want to transfer. She's like, well, like I said, so from there, after, give us a second, we're going to get a new coach. We're on to something and we need you here. And so I said, okay, fine. I walk out of the office and I was still like, man, I want to get out of here. I was depressed. And it was wintertime was coming. I was like, man, it's cold. I want to go home to Florida. We come back and Bon Shemansky was the head coach. It was announced that he was the head coach. We have a meeting with him, and I know Danielle talked me up, and we had this drill the next day with him, and I hadn't worked out at all, and I was so bad in the drill that he was like, probably like, yeah, we're getting rid of her. Like, she would be the first one that's out of here. Like, she's out. And, yeah, I think he hated me, and I think I hated him just as much as he hated me. So it was a very mutual feeling, and I can say that because we love each other now, but yeah, so my life got really hard at Marquette, really hard. For the next 2 years, I struggled a lot. My freshman and sophomore year, my second semester of my freshman year and my sophomore year was really hard. And I just decided to make a change in looking at myself. Instead of blaming others and saying what someone else is supposed to do for me, I decided to start doing stuff for myself. And I did spend a lot of time in Adrian and Katie and Meryl's office, but I definitely had to make a change in myself and stop complaining and stop being negative. And so if you don't get anything out of my speech today, I hope that if you guys are going through things in your life, that you start looking at yourself, you stop complaining, stop being negative, and make change for yourself. That's one of the biggest things that I had to make a change, and I do that today. Now with myself, and I tell my players the same thing. You know, you want to be successful. That's the first thing that you've got to do. So we went on to do a lot of great things, as you saw in the video, and I'm excited about that. And really, just more so now when I'm out recruiting, I'm at Howard University now as an assistant volleyball coach, and when I'm out recruiting, people go, "Oh, where did you play?" And I'm like, "Marquette," and they'll go, "Oh, where is that?" And I'm like, "Milwaukee, Wisconsin." They're like, oh, okay, yeah, like the basketball team's really good. I'm like, yeah, check the top 25, though, for volleyball. Yeah, we're in it. Okay, we're good. Is your school in it? No, you're not. Okay, that's what I was thinking. That's what I thought. So before, he was like, where is that? What is that? And now it's like, oh, Marquette. And so Ryan and Megan, you guys have done a great job taking over the program and keeping things going. So I appreciate that and all that we've been able to do. One of my favorite moments, I think, will be playing against Minnesota. They were number 8 in the country. The year before, we went there and played, and we lost in 3, and it was bad. Like, it was just, we got smoked, and I was pissed, obviously. I don't know if you guys can tell yet, but I'm a complete competitor, and I was so angry, and walked out of that gym, and I was hanging my head down because I was so angry because they had unveiled their Final Four banner, and they were, like, clapping and laughing and dancing and just the morale of everything. And so the next year I told my team, I was like, they're coming to us, and there's no way they're walking out of the door with a win. It's impossible. Like, the disrespect, there's impossible. And I ended up having 24 kills, I think, in that match, and tons of other records, but stats, but what's exciting about that is that I only played 3 rotations, so I'm only in the front row, and I only have 3 rotations opportunities to make the most of it. So that was big for me and one of my favorite moments in my career, and besides going to the NCAAs and creating history with that and then winning. But I wanted to thank the other inductees, Angel, Crystal, Jarrell, Carrie, Natalie. I didn't play, I wasn't around when Jose was here, but I know you were a boss. I know you was doing your thing, man. But the other ones were here when I was here. The other ones were here when I was here, and I came in volleyball, like I said, we weren't good, and you guys were the standard. You guys were the standard. All of you guys were winning. All of you guys were doing your thing, and I looked up to you. I remember asking Angel one day, I was a sophomore going through my struggle, and I asked her, like, so what do you do to get better? And we're just talking upstairs in the Eagles Nest, and she goes, I watch video of myself every day. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah, so you need to get video and watch video of yourself. It's going to change your game. And it changed my game. It was a very honest look at yourself, you know? And so just thankful for all of you guys. You go out to women's soccer, and they're just killing it. Like, I knew at the end of any game that nobody was scoring on Natalie Kula. Like, you could forget that. Like, you just knew that. You know what I mean? You went out there, you're like, there's no way you're scoring. Like, we know we're going to win this. And just, you know, I appreciate that. And Jarrell was a senior when I was a freshman, but he was always in the gym getting shots up, and he was just a savage on the court. Like, when I went to my first game was Syracuse, and they were, like, super good back in the day in Big East and play, and I was like, who is this guy? Jarrell McNeil, a boss. So, yeah. But everyone impacted me in everything that I did, so I'm just thankful for all of that. And Joe True, is he here? Hey, Joe. Joe is my boss for the Blue and Gold Fund. Do you want to get your phone out? Because I'm about to say something about donors. You might want to say that. You might want to record. You got a camera? Like, all right, you going to cut this and give it to the... I just want to say thank you to anyone that's ever donated to the Blue and Gold Fund, because you guys make it possible for me to stand up here and be on scholarship and come to this school. Like I said, I live in Florida, and to be able to come up here is awesome. I worked, and I didn't understand that there's people behind those scholarships, that there's someone that actually gives money in order for me to be able to play, for all the other student athletes to get to play and be here and get this experience that we have. And so there's nothing like it, and I don't want a donor to ever feel like they're just giving money just to give money, that they definitely are impacting people's lives and changing lives by what they do. So thank you for all that you do, and going out and get the money and meeting with people and all that good stuff, and being one of the best bosses I ever had. So, but yeah, I'm thankful for all of you guys. Thanks for being here. I hope I wasn't too long. So thank you. That's it.